opening statement, please.
Great job by our players. Offensively, did not turn the ball over. We stayed aggressive. We were into the win in the first quarter and got 21 points. Stayed aggressive even with our second unit in. We wanted to try to stay aggressive and continue to get experience. Really happy for Bryce. Was out there 6 carries for 125 yards, scores a passing or a rushing TD and gets a reception too. So, on senior day, and I've talked a lot about what he's meant to this program and this team, and it was I'm just glad that he had those opportunities, especially coming off injury. Defense was just a great job by our defense. It's really hard to shut people out. I think one of the key plays of the game was early on they dropped back to pass, and we had a hit on the quarterback, and whether it was a fumble or pick, but Colton Heibel come up with it, so we had basically back-to-back weeks where defensive lineman created got that turnover. I think that probably influenced Davenport to not maybe drop back and pass as much, and they kind of stuck with their running game. And so, but we, held them to under 89 yards on 41 rushes. I mean, that's a little over 2 yards per rush. That's really effective rush defense. And, for me, we talk about a lot of explosive plays, maybe one explosive pass on a bank post, but other than that, I can't really think of a lot of explosive plays that we gave up. And, special teams, if we can take away that penalty, we got a punt return for a touchdown, but I thought we did a decent job, on special teams. So good win, convincing win. Proud of our team. We were in a position, there's 163 Division II schools, and we'll be one of 28, tomorrow 5, that will be continuing on, and high probability we'll be hosting a home playoff game. And so I'm excited for this team to be able to extend their season. They've worked really hard to get to this point. There's a lot of belief by the coaches and the players, and I'm excited to have another week to work with them, and we'll try to, 1 of 28, and we'll work very hard a week from today to try to be 1 of 16.
All right, for each of the players, just how big of a deal is going into the playoffs in this way with a shutout, the offense getting quick strikes, everything was working. How important is that as you head right into the playoffs?
I'll say it's pretty important. It's pretty important heading to the playoffs, getting off to a hot start. And we can build off this momentum, just keep on preparing, and we'll get ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, I agree exactly what he said. I mean, at the end of the day, we still got to come in and do the small things like come in, watch tape, practice hard Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, execute the walkthrough. But, I mean, it's obviously a good thing to go into the next week playing like this.
Yeah, just agreeing with what they said. They pretty much hit it right there, but really happy for these guys, really happy with how our team played. Yeah.
Offensively, just what was it that was working so well, so fast, and how big was the quick start?
Yeah, we had a lot of energy and pop going into the game. We were excited. Ethan Colberson, Grant Dempster, Bryson Walls, the seniors on offense. Those guys have led us, not just this year, but years prior too, and we wanted to do this for them, and they deserved it. And so, just having that energy and emotion going into it, a game where it's not going to be as many people, we had it ourselves. So getting off that hot start was obviously a really big key in the game.
All right, Coach, it seems like you've had 1,000 different guys run the ball this year, and to success. Everybody has had success. Just seems like everybody's had some really key moments this year. Just how important has that been, the depth of your running attack?
It's been critical. I think the reason multiple guys have success, too, has to be factoring with our O-line tight ends. I think they've done a really good job, blocking some things up. But, this is a little bit by design as we head into postseason play. I've seen some teams in my career that are a one-back offense, where one guy gets all the carries and they limp into the playoffs, and you got guys that are beat up, not at their best when we try to get into things. And I think the way that we've been able to rotate tailbacks, rotate receivers, rotate on defense. We've played, TJ Crosby wasn't out today with an injury, and, we had Denzel and Stevie step in. Like, we have we try to play a lot of different guys. One, to prepare ourselves for injuries, but two, I think our team is pretty fresh, especially at the skill positions. We're not just trying to get through games, and so I think that depth and playing multiple guys helps you as you get into postseason play.
So, like you said, 4 yards a carry on for the other team. From an offensive standpoint, how does the suffocating defense translate to that?
You're talking about how does that affect our offense?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll first say, and I'll let him take over. The two guys on offense. It allows you to call plays and stay in attack mode because you know that your defense is going to have your back. So you're not going to be, super conservative. You can stay aggressive because if something doesn't go well, you punt the ball away and you're going to get the ball back. So it allows you to stay aggressive offensively. I'll let Cade and Bryce speak to that also.
Yeah, I was going to agree with that. best thing for an offense is having a great defense. So, you know, when we get the ball back and we keep seeing a 0 on that board and just seeing them shut them down, it just allows us to have full go into everything that we do. So.
And I'll say it gives us confidence because, like, if they're doing so well, we started off fast with 21 points in the first quarter and didn't do well in the second, but we knew that our defense was going to hold them to 0 points at halftime. It just gave us confidence to come out in the third quarter and try to put some more points on the board and just execute our offense. It wasn't like we were pressured to score any points, and we knew that we weren't pressured to score any points, so it gave us some time to just focus on our craft and executing our offense.
Bryce, you're a senior. Talk about the camaraderie of this team just with today, final game of the regular season, and what these guys mean to you as a player.
Yeah, man, this is probably the closest team I've ever been a part of, and I'm not just saying that because we're in this season. Everything that we put into this, like having that 2020 year off and guys making the sacrifices that they made, I mean, we literally put blood, sweat, and tears into this game, and I feel like it's starting to show. Like, we had a rough patch in the middle of the season, but we found our swagger, and we're getting back to what we know we're capable of doing, and the camaraderie is just going to help us produce on Saturdays. Like, we could win games, lose games, it don't matter. These are going to be my brothers. Like, Coach Mitch had some teammates from 30 years back that came and showed him love today, and like, I could see us having that same type of bond and connection because of everything that we've been through together. So it helps on Saturdays for sure, but at the end of the day, we're brothers and we're going to love each other regardless.